Hey guys, it's Brianne from the Hoppy Doxy, and I just wanted to do a quick video and show you how I clean my brushes. I do this every month or so when they need a nice bath, or in this case where either they didn't get cleaned well enough or I just straight forgot about them and didn't get them into water. So the first thing I do for brush maintenance is I do keep a cup of water at my workspace. This guy is very full right now, but I just take my brush and I kind of tap it on the bottom just to loosen up the paint, and then I keep it in the water. I'll either pull it out and dab it with a towel, or I'll just take those eventually and clean them in the sink with warm soap and water. But in this instance, so I have these brushes, and this one, I think I probably used the glitter glue and I didn't get it clean enough. So I cannot bend this brush at all. I don't have a lot of hope for this one, but we'll give it a shot just in case. This isn't a miracle cure, but it does help a lot. So this one is crunchy. I can't really, it's softer, but it's still got quite a bit of ick and crunch in it. This one I just forgot about. It's got universal white on it and it didn't get all the way in it, so it's very stiff. And then this one is also, I don't know that you can see very well, but it is just a little bit crunchy and stiff. This is really the one that we're gonna be able to see if anything happens. I don't know if you can tell, but you can actually see right here. I think it was maybe Bright Tone that got stuck on here, because this part is soft, but this part is not. Okay, so it's super simple. Alcohol, rubbing alcohol. This is just 70%. I know that higher than that can be difficult to find. The higher the better, because it's gonna be stronger, but 70% will work fine. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit in to start, enough to cover my brush heads. This is just a little, I think it's like a wee yogurt container. I just like the shape of this one, but any sort of cup will do. Just a plastic cup or even like a glass wine glass, something like this would work just fine. So just enough to cover the brushes, and then one at a time I'm just going to put them in and saturate them with the rubbing alcohol, seeing if I can break it up just a little bit, trying to get it incorporated into the bristles. And I'll move on to the next one. Same thing, so that one's a little bit easier to squish. And then these two I can do at the same time, and I'll see if I can show it to you guys. But I'll just put it in and kind of brush them around. So I just want to get the brushes as saturated as possible. And then I'm going to check my water level with all of the brushes in there, and my alcohol level, and make sure that those brushes can be completely submerged. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. Sorry, the camera angle isn't the greatest on this, but there we go. Just a little bit more, and you can reuse this as long as you keep it sealed in between uses. Okay, so as you can see there, let me see if I can move the camera up just a little bit. You can see the level of the rubbing alcohol that's in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is just cover this well with saran wrap. And I'm going to do this just to make sure that it has a fairly airtight seal. I can't completely do it because of the brushes, but if I just kind of bring it in between the brushes. This is one of the reasons I like using glass, is because saran wrap sticks to glass very well, especially compared to something like plastic. And then just wrap it up. And then I'll probably just put one more piece over all of it. Nothing fancy. Get it as tight as I can. You could even put a rubber band around the top to keep the brushes together and it's sealed, but I don't have one handy right now, but if you wanted, you could put a rubber band right there. Okay, so rubbing alcohol into a container, brushes into the container. Saturate the brushes, cover as tightly as possible to make an airtight seal. We're gonna let this sit overnight. 8 to 12 hours or longer is best. And so these are just gonna sit on the counter, and we'll come back in the morning and give them a good check and see if they're ready to be cleaned. Dawn dish soap. So here's the first one, and the bristles are nice and soft. Now granted, it is wet right now, so we're gonna wash them, and then I will come back and show you how they behave once they're dry. Okay, and then these bigger ones, gonna rinse them all at the same time. You can kind of squeeze out the liquid, the rubbing alcohol, back into the cup so that you can save as much as possible. And then I couldn't even tell you if this one was the stiff one or not, but look at that. It is very movable. It's not stiff at all. I can feel each of the individual brushes. So then this other one, we'll do the same thing, kind of squeeze out some of the water, and then same thing, look at that. All of the brushes are back to being their good individual selves, nice and bendable and moldable. Now, for my universal white, the brush is doing a lot better. You can still see the white on there, but if you watch, it just peels right off. So you weren't scrubbing it while it was just sitting in there, so the paint's still gonna stay on, but it's gonna come right off, even though I had this brush probably for sitting around for about a month because I completely forgot about it. But look at that, we're all good to go. So what I like to do, I keep some Dawn dish soap just in a reused pump style bottle, and I just put some in on my hand, and then I just use my palm as a cleaner to try and get some of that soap incorporated into the bristles. I just scrub it back and forth to get all of the soap into the bristles individually. Do just a little bit more for this one. And then I can just work them together, making sure that they get nice and clean. Now the rubbing alcohol for the most part will kind of flash off and dry out, but I still want to get any sort of paint residue or product residue out of the brushes. And then once in a while, when I am cleaning my brushes, this is kind of how I do it without the rubbing alcohol. I just put some soap on my hand and just kind of brush them around. And then I'm going to rinse them with warm water. I'm going to allow them to dry with the brush side up for a few hours, and then we'll come back and check. So I'm just going to rinse them. You can still see some of the paint that's getting released from the brushes. And then I'm going to squeeze any excess water out of each of them, being careful not to pull. Just squeeze. You don't want to pull because you don't want to loosen up any of the brushes or bristles, especially right now when they're wet. Give them a good shake. And then I have a cup that I'm already using that I'll pull out these ones because they're dry. I'm just going to put it face up like this. With these, sometimes you can fluff them up a little bit, and then we will come back after, I don't know, another 12 hours or something and see how they're doing and make sure that they're not all stiff. We're back. It has been about 12 hours since I rinsed these brushes off, and they've been drying, and now they're completely dry, and I just wanted to show you. As expected, they're great. They're super soft and ready to go. So this is the one that was really, really rock solid, wouldn't move. It still has a little bit of stiffness right up by the top because I didn't get it soaked deep enough, but if you look at the bristles, it is super soft, really ready to go. All of the bristles are moving on their own. and it actually feels very soft, which is kind of funny. It almost feels like it conditioned the bristles a bit. So here is our other one, same thing. Really nice soft bristles, ready to get used. Our smaller one that didn't have too many issues, but we got it nice and cleaned up. Now it's ready to go. And then this one, which had the universal white completely caked onto it, is also very, very soft, very clean, and ready to go. So there you have it. If you run into an issue where you forget about a paintbrush, maybe it's got some goop that's just kind of building up on it, and you want to get them clean and ready to go, don't throw them out, just put them in a rubbing alcohol bath overnight, clean them with some warm soap and water, and let them dry with the bristles facing up, and you will be ready to go with like new brushes. I really hoped this helped you guys out. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I will see you next time for our next video.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know, and happy crafting!